Welcome to SOMA Breath. Hi, Niraj.
Hello.
We've been a little late today because we have some tech issues, but we are already here. Welcome to this Sunday session, guys. And today we have a very special session with our founders, Niraj Naik. And but please, I want to know if someone is new here in the room. Let me know where you're coming from and if you are new to SOMA Breath.
I can start.
Okay, so we okay.
I'm Damien. I'm from California.
Just do it in the chat, please, so I can read everyone. And then at the end we can open our mics and be more interactive. So we have people from France and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. That's nice. That's Jamaica, right? We have people from Scotland, Mexico, Canada. Amazing. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Poland. Hi, hello, Texas. How is everything in Texas with the floods? I've been watching the news and it seems very hard to see, and you're struggling with the weather. So Georgia, Ohio, hello. Liverpool, South Africa, amazing. Okay, so we have a lot of people. Who's new? Never done SOMA Breath before.
I'm new.
Okay, new. Panama, hola. So we have new people in the room, Niraj. That's awesome. That's amazing. Okay, new to the meeting. Welcome. I love to have new people. Welcome. So let me just introduce myself. I'm Claudia. I'm from South America. I live in Chile, and I'm a SOMA Breath Master Instructor for almost 4 years. Oh my God, a lot of time. And I will be your host today. So I will be in charge of the chat. So please make all the questions that you may have or anything that you need to ask in the chat. I will be able to help you there. And welcome everyone to this magical session. So let's do one thing. Let's everyone breathe in fully through your nose. And now exhale through your mouth. And hold. That is what we're going to be talking today. Come back to your normal breathing now. The magic of the holding. And that is what Niraj is going to teach us today. And believe me, it changed my life as a menopausal woman. Was a magical medicine. It made me ignite my inner pharmacy, learning how to hold my breath and how that means health, right? And it's just incredible. What are you going to be learning today? So say no more. Welcome again, tribe. People in I don't know if we're streaming in YouTube. I don't think so, but maybe we'll be able to put this afterwards. So say no more. Let's say hello to our founder, Niraj Naik. Hello. Nice to see you.
Hello. How are we doing? Okay, great. Can you hear me okay? Is Monica not here today? Or
no, I don't know. We're trying to reach her out, but nothing happened. So
it's okay.
It's okay.
So that's why we're a little bit flustered here, because our usual assistant isn't with us. But it's okay. We're going to get straight to it. All right. So today's very important topic. Especially in this time we're in right now. So I'm going to be teaching you some stuff, and then we're going to do a breath experience together. All right, so you want to stay for that. So the whole topic of today is about intermittent hypoxic training, but breath-based. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what that means and why it's so important for your health. Okay, it could be the missing piece that you've been looking for if you're like trying to recover from some kind of chronic condition, even if your mental health may be suffering at this time, which is no surprise. A lot of people suffering from stress-related issues. This could be your new best friend. All right. Actually, it's what powers the SOMA Breath methodology. It's one of the core components of our technique, and that is not what you do when you're breathing, but what you're doing when you're not breathing, when you're holding your breath. So let me go into this a bit more depth. So you see, there is this actual phenomenon, right, where people are paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, okay, for clinics. We're talking $50,000 to $60,000 for a treatment of intermittent hypoxic training, right? That's done with machines. Okay, has anyone heard of this? Anyone heard of this? You want to just let me know in the comments if anyone's heard of intermittent hypoxic training using machines? Yep, a few of you. But it's probably quite new to a lot of you because it's actually quite a new science and it hasn't really gained mainstream attention yet, even though it really should. But it's extremely powerful, and probably because it's so expensive, right? It's actually really, really expensive. So people are paying as I said, $50,000 to $60,000 for a treatment. Okay, but I'm going to teach you actually a process where you can get all the benefits of this treatment that billionaires and CEOs and the world's elite are going to spend thousands of dollars to do in places like Switzerland. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can get the same benefits free of charge, right? Using nothing but your breath. Okay, and some of these benefits are basically improved fitness, stamina, mental health. It actually wakes up stem cells out of circulation. So stem cells go to reduce inflammation in your body. And it has a reverse aging effect because the factor in every cell that determines how long you're going to live and how much quality of life you're going to have is your mitochondria, the function of your mitochondria. And the mitochondria are like these little car engines, okay? They're actually bacteria, right? That decided to work in harmony with mammals like us to create energy, right? They're actually kind of foreign to us, but we can't live without them, okay? And here's the thing with mitochondria is that the process of making energy in the body through oxygen, when we breathe in oxygen. Oxygen goes through your bloodstream and goes into your body tissue cells, right? Through a little process called the Bohr effect. And the oxygen's used to create life force energy. This is what powers our life. And the process is like a combustion reaction. Okay, you get heat and a bit of wear and tear, stress on the engines. So just like your car is a combustion engine, a petrol diesel engine, I'm not talking about your electric ones, I'm talking about your old-fashioned car engine with petrol and diesel. It creates heat. It creates a combustion. That fire that's produced drives the pistons forward, right? And that is how your cars go from A to B. But those cars will wear down. Eventually your engine breaks down. Same thing goes on in every cell. Your mitochondria also breaks down. Just breathing creates energy that makes us age, unfortunately. That's just how life is. So we've got this constant battle going on against the health of our mitochondria and oxygen, the stress caused by creating energy through oxygen. So you can't live with oxygen, you can't live without it, right? That's the big conundrum that we've got. So yogis were really smart. They figured out that if you could become really efficient at using oxygen, meaning you need the least amount of fuel, so I'm talking about one of those modern engines rather than those really old-fashioned engines, okay? You would actually be able to live longer and have better quality of life and have more energy, more vitality, more stamina, right? So they devised techniques that trained your mitochondria to become more efficient. In fact, the technique is all in pranayama, right? The ancient school of breathwork, breathing exercise from India. And when I discovered this, I was just mind-boggled, like absolutely blown away. So during my healing journey, when I had an autoimmune disease called osteocolitis, left me housebound for almost a year, shedding blood 40 times a day. It was horrible. Worst things ever happened to me, but also the best, okay? I don't wish it upon anyone, but it was a remarkable transformation for me. It was like going through a metamorphosis. And that healing process led me to discover all these incredible techniques from India are related to breath and soma, the body, using the body, right? So tantra, yeah, tantric yoga. So that's what SOMA Breath is based upon, is my demystification of these processes, these practices for our time now. Okay, I've translated it scientifically in a fun and enjoyable way for you to all benefit. So in the process of this, I discovered that actually in pranayama, the most important part is actually when you don't breathe, right? When you hold your breath. This is called kumbhaka, okay? Kumbhaka is the most important technique in pranayama, okay? So when you take, and this is what the scientists discovered. Now going back to intermittent hypoxic training, what scientists discovered, okay, in labs, right, and they've got peer-reviewed research now that shows this, is that mitochondria, if they're constantly fed an even supply of oxygen, right, so just oxygen and food non-stop, right, without a break, they get fat, they get old, they get lazy, okay? So that's what makes them start to die and deplete in number, right? And as you get older, you get less and less mitochondria. This is why we age, okay? We have less energy, right? Now I'm over 40, right, going closer to 50, I'm feeling some of those effects, but actually I have so much energy still. I think it's because of this breathing technique I'm going to be teaching you in a minute. So what they realized was that if you take away oxygen and fuel, right? So one way to do that is fasting. That's why intermittent fasting has so many amazing health benefits, okay? It actually can help regenerate the body, right? Intermittent fasting, right? So that's taking away glucose. The other side of the reaction is oxygen. So oxygen burns with glucose to create, which is the fuel, to create ATP energy, the life force, all right? And a bunch of oxidative stress, wear and tear, CO2 and water, right? So it's the most important fundamental reaction of life, okay? Life doesn't exist without it. So what they found was that if you take away oxygen for a bit, okay, and then give it back, a few minutes, take it away, give it back, a few minutes, take it away, give it back. You do this protocol, right? The mitochondria suddenly stop being lazy, okay? They start to become efficient. They start to actually multiply in number. All the old mitochondria die and new ones are created instead, which is phenomenal. So they saw this in labs. And then what they found was also stem cells wake up in circulation. And what they found now with ongoing research is that this intermittent hypoxic training actually increases blood flow, capillaries in your heart, your organs, your muscles, your tissues, joint, your brain. You get neurogenesis, your brain starts to repair itself, right? It actually helps strengthen and enhance the entire body. And it significantly multiplies mitochondria, which is incredible, right? So they do this now with machines where they give a dose of high oxygen followed by low oxygen, right? As a protocol. So a few minutes of higher than normal oxygen. This is, now we're talking about intermittent hypoxic training, which they found is the ultimate, the best method, which is where you give a little bit higher oxygen for a bit, followed by very low oxygen. And what it does is it creates a state in your bloodstream called intermittent hypoxia. And that is when your oxygen saturation of your bloodstream goes down below 90%. So at most times throughout the day, it's going to be around 98%, okay? But when you do this practice, it goes down, right, below 90%, okay? And that's when the magic starts to happen. So when you're in the sweet spot around 80 to 90%, you're in that therapeutic state of intermittent hypoxia. And this is enough to start activating all the stem cells, the feel-good hormones that come as well. Yes, you get high off this. You get a natural high. You get a dose, all right? A dose stands for anandamide, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. And it feels really good, okay? And with this technique, we can actually direct all this cocktail of positive hormones, stem cells, good stuff, to wherever you want in the body. So if you want to direct healing to parts of the body, we can do that too. And I'm going to show you a little way that we do that with this method. So they do it with the machines, okay, and they found incredible results with it, okay? Here's an interesting fact. So there's a lot of, and this is one of the things they discovered in the machines, is that, there's a lot of talk about trauma. These days, trauma is the biggest buzzword, okay? Everyone's got some form of trauma they're trying to get rid of these days, right? But yeah, I mean, life can be traumatic for sure, especially in this time period we're in now. In fact, the whole world went through a collective trauma with what happened, a few years ago, and still going on now. I mean, parts of the world is extremely traumatic, like what's going on, bless those people. But what that actually they found is causes trauma, intense emotional events, right, which can lead to PTSD and other symptoms, right, is actually you get scarring in the brain. They found that scars, a wound appears in the brain, okay, in labs they found this, okay. So what they discovered though, with intermittent hypoxia in this training, you actually repair these wounds because we stimulate the growth of new brain cells. So you can actually heal trauma from a physical level. Now, one of the reasons why I believe trauma is so difficult to fix is because of these wounds that most people aren't aware of. So, you can do all kinds of therapy. Trauma doesn't go away, right? Why? Because there's a wound. So unless you fix the wound physically, right, we're not going to get complete transformation. So in SOMA Breath, we are SOMA, body and breath. And with that, you can actually upgrade the hardware, the physical body, and the software, the PC thought viruses, okay, that clog up. We can turn that PC into a Mac, right, free of viruses and running super smooth, okay, with a really strong, hardware, okay, that lasts for ages. Like I've got the same Mac for like years now, like, I think I've dropped it so many times, it's still working, and it's still the same one, and it still works perfectly well. So that's what we can do with this. No offense to PC lovers, but we can go from PC to Mac and become a completely new person using this method. All right. So I just want to know, are you excited to learn this? How to do this?
Oh,
Yeah. Of course. Brilliant. Okay, so if you're already a SOMA Breath practitioner, you're already doing this, okay? You're already doing this, but I've started to really go deep on this method to refine it, okay? And our app has lots of different protocols or sessions using this technique. And with breath, it's very logical. If you breathe, right, slightly more than you normally would for a few minutes, that's the intermittent hyperoxic phase, okay? More oxygen, right? That's the first phase. Then we take away the oxygen. How? Very simple. Hold your breath. And the cool thing is when you overbreathe, hyperventilate, just for a brief period, a couple of minutes, you get rid of CO2 just for a brief period. Now, CO2 is very important. We don't want to be doing this all day long, okay? That's why you don't want, this is a technique. You don't do this all the time, okay? You just do it for these sessions. I'm going to talk to you about the dose in a moment, okay? The safe dose for this. But if you take away CO2 for a brief period, the CO2 is what tells your brain you need to inhale, right? So if you have less CO2, you actually can hold your breath much longer than you normally could. And if you're in a relaxed state, a parasympathetic state, before you go into the breath hold, you're more calm, more relaxed, you flow more easily into that breath hold state without fear. You're more calm, more relaxed, and you can go deeper. And your muscle activity, your metabolic rate goes down a bit, which allows you to hold your breath even longer, right? So then you can get into these very deep, therapeutic, intermittent hypoxic states. So when you hold your breath for around 60 seconds, that's when it starts to kick in. And then, like our SOMIs here doing this all the time, probably holding it for 90 seconds, maybe even 2 minutes, right? 2.5 minutes. I know I've done like 4 minutes at one point, which is, it takes a bit of practice, but it's pretty amazing feeling you get. And you feel really blissed afterwards. You feel really blissed because when you hold your breath that long, the CO2 comes back, right? It comes back and it gets higher and higher. And that state when it's really filled your whole body, right? When it's normalized, when your CO2 is back to normal levels, right? It feels so good. You feel so good because a lot of people are suffering from lack of CO2, not too much. That's the problem. That's a whole nother conversation. We'll do a whole nother call just on that. But when you get to that length of breath hold, right, that's when we get into this therapeutic state of intermittent hypoxia. Okay. Then what you can do is take a breath in, breathe in, and hold it again. And this can give you another little dip of intermittent hypoxia. It can give you a slightly longer period of hypoxia, kind of increases that dose a bit. So we hold our breath in, and on that inhale hold, what we do is we direct, using energy lock, Indian tantric energy locks, we send the energy, which is actually the blood flow, up through the cerebral spinal fluid into the brain, and you get this rush of good feelings. Boom. And you can have like these DMT, like awakening like effects as well. It's amazing. All right. So we have a whole training where we teach you how to do this using a pulse oximeter, how to measure this for our instructor. In our instructor training, we teach you exactly how to use one of these devices to measure your dose, right? And how to use it to work with clients. It's really cool. So then you get to that breath hold and you hold your breath in, and then we finish with humming. Hum. And when we hum and we put the emphasis on the sound, hum, and we put a vibration here, right? You might think it's your third eye, but actually what we're vibrating is the point behind your eyebrows, which is called your paranasal sinuses. And when you stimulate this, you stimulate a lot of nitric oxide. And this creates a flood of the most potent antioxidant. It's antimicrobial, antiviral, and also helps balance blood pressure and bronchodilating, keeps your lungs expanded. Has so many incredible health benefits, nitric oxide. So we get a rush of that too. So this entire sequence, just doing one round of it even, actually helps you make your own medicine, okay? And it's a healing routine, a practice. So that's what I discovered, okay, through my research. And the way I did it was I actually went to India and I trained with a medical doctor who does this techniques up in India in the Himalayas, right? And he's actually the co-creator of the curriculum in SOMA Breath. He's called Dr. Prakash Marsh. So a lot of the training that goes into our course is done by me, pharmacist, and a medical doctor, which is great. That's why there's such a scientific, comprehensive understanding of why we do what we do, right? There's no dogma and no mystical kind of language involved. So that is one round. And what you can do then is a protocol, okay? So we have the 21-day awakening journey, which is a protocol of intermittent hypoxia. And it also has some more advanced techniques than the last week for releasing a lot of old stagnant energy from the body. It's called the Kevlar technique. Again, I'm going to do a whole session just on that. And this follows a protocol where you do firstly 2 rounds, then 3 rounds, and then, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, then 5 rounds. All right? That's the protocol. So it's actually what they do in the clinics. What I did was modeled how they do it in the clinics. And we've seen incredible transformations with 21-day awakening journey. It's just phenomenal. Claudia's been one of the mentors, so she can, tell you exactly how transformational it is. This is what Cambridge University also studied, because they studied the psychedelic effects of it and the effects on consciousness. And they found this was just as powerful, as potent as psilocybin and MDMA used to treat severe depression, which is amazing. So we've seen the psychological benefits now, but also now I'm talking about the physical benefits. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do one session together, okay? And this is going to consist of 4 rounds. Okay, so we're going to go quite deep in 4 rounds, right? So let me tell you how to do it. So you can do this lying down, but to really do it properly, you should do it sitting up with your back straight, upright position, with your feet flat on the ground, okay? Right, and then what we do is we will be breathing in through our nose, and you can breathe out through your mouth or out through your nose. It's up to you, whatever feels more comfortable. The key is to stay in the rhythm, right? Creating like a pump, like a cycle, right? So when we breathe in, we're going to breathe in through our nose, and you're going to breathe, imagine you're breathing right from the root all the way in, a full inhale. So up through the diaphragm, into the chest, up around the head, and back again. Imagine you're making like a circuit with your breath. So let's practice this. So the way we're going to do it is breathing in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. So as you get to your bottom of the inhale, of the exhale, you breathe in and breathe out. See how it's like an ocean wave? You can even actually make if you're a bit more advanced, you can try this. You can actually use Ujjayi breath, where you breathe in like through, like slightly constricting your throat. So you can slightly constrict your throat in and out through your nose, okay? But the easy way is like in through your nose, out through your mouth. So the count's going to be in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. So that rhythm actually turns on the parasympathetic nervous system when you double your exhale time. Right? When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, you turn on the parasympathetic. Okay? So you're going to be relaxed. You're going to feel very relaxed, and actually you might even get a little bit sleepy as you go into the breath hold. So you can be super relaxed and feel really blissed, okay? So we're going to do that for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to give you the command to breathe in, breathe out. And so you breathe in through your nose, you can breathe out through your mouth if you want. And you relax. You let your chin come to your chest, and you just hold your breath, completely relax. Every muscle in your body, be completely still. And then you hold your breath into your maximum possible effort, right? Now, when you first do this, you might actually freak out a bit. You might get a little bit nervous, okay? Now, you may not be used to holding your breath so long. So what you're going to do is override that fear, because you're perfectly calm, you're perfectly safe, you're perfectly fine. You can hold your breath way more, double the length, maybe 3 or 4 times longer before you get any harm, okay? So don't worry, just relax into it. But if you do have to breathe, just breathe normally. Go back to normal breathing until the next instructions. But what you do is you breathe in, breathe out, hold your breath, and hold your breath until you start to get the first big urge to breathe. When you get the first big urge to breathe, oops, this fell off. What you can do is, if you get a big urge to breathe, what you can do is override that. And what you might start getting is like a twitch, your diaphragm. So what you can do is like actually twitch with it. Allow your diaphragm, as you're holding your breath, to twitch a little bit like this with it. You'll know what I mean when you get to that point. And as you start to just move a bit like that with every contraction of your diaphragm, it will allow you to hold your breath a little bit longer, and you'll start to get more and more of a blissful feeling. All right, building up. And then there'll be a point when you can't hold it any longer. That's when you breathe in. And this time you breathe in and contract up the sphincter muscles up, send the energy up, swallow. And you can Even suck in your diaphragm a bit as you contract up and send the energy up. And put your neck, chin to your chest a bit. Then you hold it in for as long as you can. Now, if you find that hard to do the energy locks, don't do it. Just breathe in and just hold it normally. Okay? So you hold it in and then you hum. Hum. Again, you hold it to your maximum effort and then hum. Hum. Or you can hold it just before your maximum effort. So like when your first big urge to breathe is, and then you hum, and then we finish and we do a couple of hums until the next round. We're going to do a total of 4 rounds, okay? So let's just do one quick practice one to make sure you're doing it, and then we'll do the session. So I'm going to count, you're going to breathe with me, and then you're going to hold your breath when I tell you, okay? Let's go. Breathing in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. 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 Now take a deep breath in. Breathe all the air out. Hold your breath, completely relax. Now hold your breath until you cannot possibly hold any longer. Remember to allow those contractions to happen. All right? Allow those contractions to happen. That's right. Allow the contractions to happen. When you can't hold it any longer, when you really can't hold it any longer, to your maximum effort is when you take a deep inhale, send the energy all the way up. Now here's the thing, if you find you can't hold it very longer, you can keep breathing out like that and holding. So just practice that for a moment. If you feel big urge to breathe, breathe in, breathe back out and hold again. And then do it again. And then when you cannot possibly hold your breath any longer, take a deep breath all the way in and send the energy all the way up. Send it all the way up, spiraling up. Contract up the pelvic floor muscles, the sphincter muscles up. Imagine you're like being pulled up by your cranial. Imagine you're sending the energy up to your head. Just imagine what you would do if you were trying to direct energy up to your head. You'd probably screw up your forehead a little bit. Breathe in and send the energy up. And then finish with humming. So hold your breath on the inhale for a little bit longer and then finish with humming. Hum. And coming back to normal breathing. All right. If you've had food, don't do this session. Do not do this if you've just had a big meal. Do this on an empty stomach. You should never do any breath work with food in your belly. And this is the thing with this technique. It's designed for when you're fasting as well. That's when you get the maximum effects. Okay? All right. Everybody back? How did that feel? Beautiful. So now you can do that whenever you wish. Now, a quick way to do the method, I'm going to teach you after this. I'll show you a fast way to get the results. But now we're going to do it with music. Okay, so after this session, I'll teach you a few hacks on ways we can get intermittent hypoxia. Okay, so let's get ready.
Do we have like Niraj, any contraindication for the breath holds or?
Yeah. So there is very little. The more I've gone into this, the less contraindications I've realized there are. So the only real contraindication is if you've just had a heart attack, right? That's the only real concern. So if you've just had a heart attack, you've got very weak heart, don't do this. But most people are going to be fine. And if you've had food, don't do this, okay? If you have uncontrolled epilepsy, don't do this. Or do this in a place where you have somebody looking after you, watching you, all right? But otherwise, if you can breathe, you can do this, okay? I recommend kids can do it from like 12 onwards. Any other questions? Let's begin. We can have questions afterwards. If you've just eaten food, it's gonna be, because it actually, when you hold your breath like this, it moves the peristalsis. So it actually will speed up your digestion. That's all. It will, speed up the movement of the bowels. That's the thing. And it's designed to be done in all breath work. You should never do breath work, right, on a full stomach, ever. So just bear that in mind. And actually, we do say that in one of our, on our pages. So you should always do this with an empty stomach, okay? Yeah, so if you've eaten half an hour ago and you got an empty, it takes about 30 minutes for the belly to start getting empty if you've eaten a lot. Okay, enough questions, so let's get with this, okay? So find a comfortable place, okay? You're not going to be disturbed. And close your eyes, become relaxed, become aware of your body. And now become aware of your breath as you breathe in and out. I invite you to take a deep breath in, send the energy up. Contract, squeeze all the muscles in your body. And then just let go. Yes. That's right. And now again, take a deep breath in. Send the energy up. Squeeze all the muscles in your body. And let go. Yes. Notice how that feels. Feel good? Okay. So now, bring your awareness to the sound. And when you hear me say in, you breathe in. And when I hear me say out, you breathe out. So breathe in time with the music, with the rhythm. We're going to do 4 rounds. It's going to last about 20 minutes. Let's begin.
In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In.
So begin
2,
rhythmic breathing.
Out, 2, 3, 4. In.
Breathing in through
2,
your nose.
Out.
Breathing
2,
out through your mouth, through
3,
your nose.
4. In.
Now perfect
2,
rhythm.
Out, 2, 3, 4. in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4.
That's
in,
right. Long,
2,
smooth breaths.
out, 2, 3,
Staying with the rhythm.
4, in, 2, out, 2,
That's
3,
right.
4, in,
Now start to deepen your breath.
out, 2, 3, 4, in,
Making
2,
sure you're filling up your
out,
lungs with
2,
every breath.
3, 4,
Staying with the rhythm.
2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 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 2, out, 2, 3,
That's
4.
right. Now take a deep breath in. And breathe all the air out. Hold your breath after full exhalation. Going deep within. This life is just a series of inhales and exhales. As you press pause on your breath, you press pause on life in this moment. You are calm. You are safe. Relax your diaphragm, your jaw, your shoulders, your chest, becoming more and more relaxed. Enjoy the silence, the stillness. That's right.
Okay. I see him. I see him, but I don't see nothing else.
That's right. Keep holding until you get that big, strong urge to breathe. Override that urge. Allow the contractions to happen. You can swallow. You can move your chest. You start to feel that urge. And then when you feel you cannot possibly hold your breath any longer, take that deep breath all the way in and sending the energy up, all the way up. Send the energy up. Hold your breath in on the inhale. That's right.
Can you
Up
hear
and
me?
back.
Get in.
And then we hold with the hum. Hum. Now, getting ready for the next round. Getting ready. In a moment. Breathe in the rhythm.
In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 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 in,
Keep
2,
breathing, keep connecting.
out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out,
That's
2,
right. Breathing in that perfect rhythm.
4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 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 4, in,
That's right. Keep
2,
breathing, keep connecting
out,
to
2,
that rhythm.
3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in,
Now
2,
take a deep breath in.
out, 2, 3,
Breathe all the air out.
4.
Hold your breath. The full exhalation. Go deep within. That's right. Becoming completely relaxed. Completely still. Calm. You are safe. You are calm. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. Relax your diaphragm. Allow your jaw to relax. Then, when you cannot hold your breath any longer and you start to feel that big urge to breathe, you feel that energy inside you building up. Allow those contractions to happen. And when you cannot possibly hold your breath any longer, send that energy all the way up and up and up. The spiral of light. That's right. Send the energy up. Become a channel. Release the hum. If you want to keep holding, you can keep holding longer. You can release with that tone. Back to normal breathing, noticing how you feel, becoming aware of the sensations in your body, getting ready for the next round. Back into rhythmic breathing.
2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 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 2, 3, 4.
It says
2,
recording in
out,
progress.
2,
Something.
3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 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 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2.
That's right, deepen your breath even more.
In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out,
Deep breathe in and breathe all the air out.
4.
Hold your breath after full exhalation. Go deep within your own mind. You are safe, you are calm, you are relaxed, you are peaceful. Keep holding. When you start to feel that big urge to breathe, override that first urge, keep going deeper. When you start to feel those contractions, just allow those contractions to happen by themselves. Create waves of contractions. Allow your body to move with those waves. Notice how good that feels. That's right, there's nothing to fear. And then when you cannot possibly hold your breath any longer, you feel that big urge to breathe. And the energy all the way up like a spiral of light, up and up into the midbrain, illuminating. Bend it up. Keep holding. Release with a hum. Turn to normal breathing. Getting ready for the last round. That's right. Reflecting on how you're feeling. Checking in. Getting ready to breathe in the rhythm.
In, 2,
That's right.
out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2,
So breathing in
4. In, 2,
and just
out,
allowing your breath to flow
3,
with the rhythm.
in, 2, out,
Just allow your breath to fall
3,
by
4.
no force.
In, 2,
Staying with the
out,
rhythm.
2, 3,
Within that rhythm, that cycle.
in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2,
exhale.
In. 2.
Smooth inhale.
Out. 2.
Relax exhale.
4. In. 2. Out. 2. 3. 4.
An ocean wave.
In. 2. Out. 2. 3. 4. In. 2. Out. 2. 3. 4. In. 2.
Deep breath in and breathe all the air out.
3. 4.
Hold your breath after full exhale. You are still. You are calm. You are safe. Keep holding. Keep relaxing. Going deeper and deeper within. That's right. Overriding that first urge to breathe. And when you start to feel those contractions, just allow them to happen. Keep holding. You're completely safe. Allow your diaphragm to relax. Your chest, your jaw. Everything's relaxed. Still be relaxed. Right, and when you cannot hold it any longer, you cannot possibly hold it any longer. Send the energy all the way up like a spiral of electrical light, all the way up. Send it up, send it up, send it up, all the way up. One more last time. Holding your breath on the inhale. Only when you need to. Keep going as deep as you can. Hold your breath in. Yes. Yes. You are amazing. Hold it in. Release with a tone. Again, breathing in. Yes. And relax. At one. At peace. Notice how you feel. You spark that inner fire.
As you walk through your reality, tunnel is turning. You got to pick your way to be. As you walk through your reality, tunnel is turning. You got to pick your way to be. way to be. You could burn, you could burn, you could pick your way to be. You could burn, you could burn, you could burn, you baby. You could burn, no, you could pick your way to be. You could burn, you could burn, oh, or you could pick your way to be. No, don't you burn, no, don't you burn, no, don't you burn, baby. Yeah, you could burn, yeah, you could burn, no, you could burn, baby.
Yes. Amazing. What a session. I saw some people go very deep. Great feedback. So as you're in this kind of blissed out state, what I want to show you quickly, right, is some other ways we can do this. But before that, I just wanted to just check in. Is everyone feeling okay? Anyone have a tough time? Anything stressful come up? If you did, if any stressful feelings came up, then you should reach out to the support, SOMA Breath support, and they can help you, either speak to a SOMA Breath instructor near you or point you in the right direction. So is everyone okay here? Yeah, so remember to reach out to support if you're not, okay, or Claudia. Someone write, I have long COVID and my lungs were very scarred. I feel this is helping me tremendously. Thank you. Yes, this is the way to heal yourself. Great. Anyone want to share anything live? Any feedback live? Put your hand up. If you go to react, if you want to speak or ask any questions, feel free to go down to react and put raise hand.
Some people is asking about the great singer. Maybe you can talk about her because
So
she's amazing.
that's the song I wrote with one of our SOMA Breath instructors called Nicole Rochelle. Yes, it's a next level track. If you're a SOMA Breath instructor, it's in big. It's in the breath rave music. Nice. All is well, restored hope for our world humanity. Fantastic. Okay, so someone called iPhone has got their hand up. Go for it. I'm just asking to unmute you. You need to unmute yourself.
There we go. There we
There
go.
you go.
Sorry about the label. I found that pretty intense, the breathing. I found I was tears of joy at the beginning when I really connected holding the breath. That made breathing difficult. And I got lightheaded. I really got into it. But it was intense and blissed out. The music helped. Yeah.
Yeah, the music is amazing. That particular music was composed by one of our in-house SOMA Breath instructors as well. It's a couple called Lasse and Julia. So amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, brother. So
Thank
now we
you.
got Anthony
I'll change my
Dyer.
name there.
Yeah. Go for it. Okay, Anthony, how you doing, brother?
Hey, great, mate. Really great. Yeah, fantastic. I just wanted to ask a question about I have my friend's wife who's been diagnosed with cancer, but she's French. She doesn't speak English very well. So I don't know if you have is there a language translation or is there somebody in France that's an instructor that she can go to get to learn about SOMA Breath, because it's definitely the way to go, I believe, for sure.
Claudia, we have stuff in French, right? Who's our French? David
Mr.
Jenigan?
Smooth. Mr. Smooth is
Yeah.
David Jenigan. He
Jenigan.
speaks French, so yeah.
Yeah, speak to David. Perfect. You know him though, right? You're one of our instructors, no? Anthony?
No, I'm not an instructor. I want
Oh,
to
you're
be.
not?
I'm going to be an instructor for sure.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm the guy
So,
that's doing the trading, and I was
oh
with you a couple of
yes.
weeks ago when I won. I come third on the thing, but
Oh yeah.
it's been transformational for me. It's been the clarity and everything else been amazing. So yeah, I highly recommend it to anyone for sure.
Amazing. So go to support, reach out to support, and then they will point you in the right direction.
Great. Thank you
Amazing.
very much.
Fantastic. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything live before we just do the final part and close up? Okay. So dose. Let's talk about dose. So the dose of doing this. So in the clinics, they build you up gradually. All right. That's why we do it the 21-day awakening journey. We build you up gradually. All right. So we do 2 rounds the first week. Right. Really make sure you're doing the technique correctly. Then we on the second week we do 4 rounds, right? We double the dose, because once you know how to do it, you double the dose. 4 rounds is a good daily amount. Okay, 4 rounds, right? But we can actually, if you are recovering from something, we can actually up the dose and do up to 8 rounds a day. But should be only done through a proper protocol and facilitated with an instructor. Okay, so our SOMA Breath instructors are trained to deliver these doses and help you make sure you're doing the technique correctly, and also how to use the pulse oximeter, like one of these devices, to really make sure you're doing the technique correctly. All right, so that's like the dose, but you'll find this on our SOMA Breath app. If you go to the SOMA Breath app, you can find lots of daily doses. So usually 2 to 3 round sessions. Longer sessions, I really recommend you do this in person, right? So our SOMA Breath instructors are running classes all over the world, also online, and they, it's a great place to meet people who are like-minded. So if you're somebody who's wants to find people like-minded, best place, go to SOMA Breath class. You're going to find lots of like-minded people there, right? That will help you get a new community. So we really encourage people to do this regularly at a class. So that way you check in all the time, but also you can do it at home, do the SOMA Breath app. And we have these courses like the 21-day awakening journey that's actually facilitated by instructors that you can do too. And, there's so much stuff already we've got within the app as well. So this is what the method revolves around, is this one core breath technique, okay? But we also have a pharmacy of other techniques. There's techniques for unblocking your nose, fixing constipation, for helping sleep, release stress, emotional trauma. We have a whole pharmacy of techniques. So this is the one that's really good for self-healing and strength, okay? Now, there's other things you can do to get a dose of intermittent hypoxia. I'm going to show you one more method, which is really fun, okay? I'm going to play another song of mine. Okay, so this requires you moving, dancing. So when you dance like crazy, I'm talking really go full power. That's why I like high energy music as the way forward. It gets you really pumping. If you don't like dancing, just jump up and down on the spot. Everyone can jump up and down on the spot, right? But if you can dance, or you're not shy of dancing, just go wild, right? For like this next 6-7 minutes, okay, for this track. But this is the rule. You've got to breathe only through your nose. If you have to exhale through your mouth, you can, but try and do it all through your nose, right? In through your nose, out through your nose, right? And if you can also experiment with breathing in a rhythm. So breathing in time with the music. If you're musical and you've got a sense of rhythm, breathe in time with the music. See what happens there, where you can coordinate your dance moves with the rhythm of the breath, okay? And then when the beats cut out, because the music is like full power and then there's like a break where there's no beats, on that moment, you just go back to normal breathing and just relax and just feel the vibration, feel the energy, okay? And then you get back into it. And if you don't like dancing, other things you can do is jumping on the spot, shaking, anything like that. You can do squats if you want. And there's also a whole yoga routine, but that's beyond this call. I'll do another session on at some point. But on our app and with our instructors, you get all of these techniques, right, available to you. Okay, so we're going to do this one routine. Are you good? Do you want to do this? This is actually the best form of exercise there is. is dancing. It really is, okay? So especially to music that makes you feel really good, right? Really high. And when you feel high, listen to music, that's good, okay? So I'm going to put on a song that's a bit like that. One sec. Okay. All right, so let's get ready, everybody. Get up, stand. So as I said, if you don't like dancing, just jump up and down, all right? But there's no excuses. We can all do this. Breaks, you can even
a miracle
allow your breath to come still.
Pure fire blazing, your energy's divine. You are amazing. I have to tell you it's why. What a creation. Your spirit gets me high, 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 gets me high. You should know you're a masterpiece, a living tribute to mastery. You're beautiful, it's not hard to see. I'm part of you and you're part of me. Anyone can see that you're priceless. Your flavor's full of sweetness and spices. You're so powerful, so righteous. The light you shine is the brightest. You are amazing. A miracle of life. Pure fire blazing. Your energy's divine. You are amazing. I have to tell you twice. What a creation. Your spirit gets me high, 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 gets me high.
from the stars, and you've come so far. I wanna be where you are, such a work of art. When I'm with you, it's a celebration. You always have my appreciation. Your body, mind, and your conversation. Your spirit flies and it's so amazing.
Yeah. Go on, Dina, give it to us one time for the whole room. We can't hear you.
That was
it's a shame.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Epic. Epic. Woo. Okay, but still breathing through your nose. Come back down. We haven't finished yet. Come back, feel the body. And just allow your breath to cycle. And gradually get slower. So really letting go on the exhale. Now breathe in. And hum. Again. Again. Come back to normal breathing. Nice. So, welcome back, everyone. So that's SOMA Breath. That's what we do. We jump, we move, we dance, we shake, holding our breath and only breathing through our nose. Like, that's what you can do. You can like hold your breath through some of it, breathe normally through your nose, through bits of it, hold your breath again, dance like crazy, and do that. So you're dancing, holding your breath, right? And breathing normally. So what we just did before was a sitting meditation. Now we do it through dance. Okay, you can do the same thing. Breathe in and out, hold your breath. And when you exercise and hold your breath, you actually create intermittent hypoxia in the muscles quicker, right? So you just do it for a short period until you feel the burn, and then you go back to normal breathing, right? Catch your breath. And then on the breakdowns of the music, you just relax. Just become relaxed and still. Just enjoy that emotion, the build up, and then get back into it, all right? Jump, dance, shake, move, groove, do some aerobics, Zumba, whatever you want. And then that's your morning routine. So what we just did, 4 rounds, hypoxia, intermittent hypoxia, and a little bit of a dance and shake. And then you can also combine it with yoga and all that stuff, right? That's your morning routine. If you do that every morning, you're just going to save so many years, extra onto your life. You're going to add so many years to your life, right? You're going to feel so much better. You're going to have so much more energy into old age. You're going to have better quality of life. Because the worst thing is when you grow older, but you're being kept alive by drugs and medicine, right? You don't have any quality of life. I used to be a pharmacist, and I saw that. People like 60 plus getting all medications and then go around with shopping bags full of drugs. Not a good look. And you may be living longer, but you're actually hating your life, right? You actually want to die, right? So there's a lot of people kept alive like that, which is horrible. But if everyone had this routine to do every morning, right, it would just change the game. And the hypoxia, what you want to do is aim for about 3 to 5 minutes of a dose every day of hypoxia. Now, you don't know if you're in hypoxia, right, unless you know what it feels like, or if you have a machine that you can use to gauge when you're in hypoxia, right? So this is what we train you how to do in SOMA Breath. We teach you how to use this to really make sure you're in hypoxia. Because there's a lot of people who hold their breath, but don't get into that hypoxic state. They're not holding their breath long enough, right, usually, or they're just not relaxed enough, and they never get into hypoxia. So that's something we teach you how to perfect in SOMA Breath. To become an instructor, you have to really get this stuff down, okay? But then what we do is we show you other techniques you can add to that, okay? And to get it really effective, really potent. And so if you could get like 3 to 5 minutes a day, right? Again, we show you how to do this as a SOMA Breath instructor, or if you come and join one of our courses, or work with an instructor, they can teach you how to do this, right? Then you are going to be really setting yourself up for good health and quality of life, okay? Because of all the things I told you before. Now, when we do the exercise with it, that's another way of getting hypoxia, a dose of hypoxia. And this works right in the muscles. It goes straight to the muscles, right? So this makes your muscles fitter, stronger, and healthier. And then this gives you better quality of life, right? And look, exercise doesn't have to be boring. It can be really fun. You don't have to go to the gym. You can just dance, right? You can shake, you can move, and do it holding your breath changes the game. It's that simple. So that's it. That's your morning routine, and that's what I prescribe to everybody. So if you go to the SOMA Breath app, if you haven't already, get the app, and you'll find a bunch of courses on there. I know a lot of you have been asking about music. Well, the song that we just heard, Dance To, is on the app in the dance music section. You might have, I think it's in the paid subscription. You have to subscribe, right? But it's only $9.99 a month, right? Like, I mean, what is it worth, right? To live longer, right? How much is if you had an extra year added to your life? Someone said, here's an extra year to your life. How much is 1 year more worth to you, right? Seriously, right? How much would people pay to live 5 years longer, right? There's billionaires who pay hundreds of, if not millions, to try and figure this out. And I've just told you how to do it. And if you want to get a little bit more advanced techniques and enhance that process and do it in a fun way with epic music, you just heard a little bit of the music we got. We got so much music in SOMA Breath, right? Just for $9.99, right? Not $999, no, $9.99 a month. You probably spend more than that on like a coffee, right, down the cafe these days. So there we go. It doesn't cost anything. And then if you really want to go deep, or if you want to make sure you're doing the technique right, I really recommend you hire a SOMA Breath transformational coach or instructor near you. And you can find them on our profile pages on the website, somabreath.com. Okay, so there we go. What more to say? I think we've come to the end.
Other thing that is important for the app is that you will be able to be with instructors live. Yes. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday, we have live session with different instructors all over the world, so you can actually see the difference. We do SOMA Breath in a very unique way, depending on who we are, right? And that is fun. So you will have live session with instructors, the music, CO2 training, breathwork training. It's amazing. It's so much information that you can have for the app. And also we have a retreat coming up, Niraj, in Austria.
Yes. So in Austria, imagine doing what we just did, but with the most epic high vibe group of amazing humans, which it always is. Every year there's amazing people in Austria, in the mountains, in the Alps, right? Imagine doing that together, right? What we just did every day, combined with sauna, with cold plunges, with hikes up the mountains, with amazing food. The food there is like off the charts. And like really going deep on the knowledge as well, really understanding. And the whole protocol is actually based on our 21-day awakening journey, which is an amazing course you should all get. But that we do over this period of time together in Austria, in a phenomenal place, amazing location. So if you want to post the links to that, it'd be great. And Claudia, you want to read out the dates?
It's 22nd August to the 27th of August.
Yes.
And if you are an instructor and you want to be with Niraj itself, then we have a retreat in Ibiza. And the first one is already sold out. We have a second date, the 25th of October to the 1st of November, that it will be in Ibiza. And I have to say that this is the best investment ever. Like the best investment is to go to these retreats. It's because it's not only beautiful places, you will be with amazing people. And you know what, when you are gathering with high vibe people, believe me, it's like a 7 days, everyone is high. It's just incredible. It's like everyone is so high, and that you can bring a lot of, creation into your life and inspiration to then go back to your home and really work on your dreams. So it's the best. I've been in Ibiza several times, and I've been with Niraj as well, and it's incredible, super profound and deep way to really get better and get that fire within. So there you go. You have a lot of opportunities to be with the SOMA Breath tribe.
Yeah, just scroll up. There's a few links there, like you don't want to miss. There's the link to the Awakening Retreat in Austria, which is 22nd to 27th of August. Then there's also a link to our instructor training. So if you want to become an instructor and you want to do it in person with me at my home in Ibiza, it's not actually my home, but it's close to it.
It's almost,
it's on the 25th. Yeah, it's pretty much is. I wish it was actually. It's the most amazing location. The villa that we do it at is off the charts. So that's 25th of October to 1st of November. Like it's the most breathtaking place I've been to. Okay, so there we go.
Amazing.
Lots of amazing
there
stuff.
You go. Yeah,
and both retreats are selling out actually pretty quick. So make sure you get the spots. Don't wait, because these go really fast. And we can't have too many people with this. We have a limit.
50% sold out already in Austria. So just need to take the decision today. And again, it's an amazing investment. It's the best that you can do for yourself. So put yourself first, right?
Brilliant. Okay. Any last questions? Any feedback on anything? Does anyone want to share how they feel? Or anything? Anyone's got a crazy transformational story? who's been doing SOMA Breath for a while and wants to share their story?
We have Anne. Anne, you can unmute if you want.
Okay.
I have two questions, and I hope I will not take too much time. First of all, thank Claudia for the 21 journey. It's being an amazing journey so far. I'm in my second week, and thank you so much. I can sleep for 7 to 9 hours, which is, for somebody that has been sleep deprived for 12 years, I think this is a very good result. Maybe it's too much, but I'm not feeling, I'm waking up full of energy. So I think my body needs this. Okay, so this is with the award that I won 2 weeks ago. And now I go to the questions. I was curious if people that are taking psychiatry drugs can do SOMA breathing, because some of them are highly sedated. And if you have any experience with this.
It's very, very tricky to say because all of the drugs are different. Firstly, I'm just wondering, are you actually on your camera? I can't see where you are.
No, I don't. I'm not on my camera. I cannot turn on the camera.
It's just audio. Okay, cool. So it's really hard one to actually to say. Like I can't really make that call. You'd have to speak through with a doctor about that, because I don't know what medication it is and what
So
dose.
I'm speaking about somebody that is taking like Xanax for depression and anxiety, usually not something very heavy.
Yeah, so that should be fine. That's fine.
Family.
That's good. That's fine.
But if it's something more heavily, then I have to speak with the doctor. If there are people
I mean, yeah,
that
because I don't know what the side effects are going to be. So yeah, you have to speak to a doctor if it's like common things like Xanax and things like that, antidepressants, it's fine. But anything that really messes with the head, like you have to take professional advice on that.
Okay. Okay, that was my question. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the great work that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you, Anne. Much love to you.
All right. Anyone else?
Okay. Karina, you can unmute.
Thank you.
Hello.
Niraj, hi. Claudia, hi too. Thank you so very much for this today. I had to step away for about 3 weeks. The caregiving has been very overwhelming and draining. It's been a long period of time. And I actually started with you, Niraj, in 2020 and kept getting interference and more piled up on me. So it took its toll about 3 weeks. That's why you haven't seen me the last 3 weeks. But it's interesting because when I was first working with you, I could actually hold my breath for 2 minutes. We got me to 2 minutes. It was fabulous. Now I'm back down to about 30 seconds and back in that anxiety of the times I almost drowned, which was 3 times in my life. That all comes back up again. But for some reason, when I come in with you, that kind of goes away. And I think it's because I first started training with you and there's something that got programmed into me. So I'm very appreciative. I needed this more than one can say. And Claudia now is going to help me get back in gear into the master's program, which I need to move forward with it no matter what. And yeah, this one day, I went from a complete and total attitude and nervous system change. So no matter what, every single time it shows me how important this is. And of course, I need to regulate myself again, but then I want to bring it to my students. I mean, that is the whole goal.
Yes.
So I just wanted to thank you, and just for anybody to know that really even one time will start to shift if you pay attention and feel yourself. And when you stay consistent, which partially I did through this period of time, but not enough, it's just magical. So
Yes.
thank you. And I'm going to be shifting my teaching and my practice as I come through the program faster again, because I put myself back to square one because I lost a lot of information. And I'm going to be putting a lot more SOMA forward and the other things more in the back burner, because I feel this is the most important thing that anybody can be self-empowered with.
100%.
So
Love it.
thank you. I just want to send you guys some serious blessings.
Good job.
Thank you,
Amazing.
Karina.
Well, it also shows that a lot of it's psychological, right? So, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's all in your mind. Like everyone can hold their breath 2-3 minutes if they relax into it. It's just about being relaxed. And also the breath pattern that we just did is a very relaxing one. So
Oh,
it turns up the buzz.
yeah, it's a great one. It's an ease one, and I love the remembrance of just dance.
Yeah.
Work your breath with just dance, and I miss the dance. So yes, it's just amazing. So I'm immediately going to keep that routine as I move forward.
Nice.
So thank you very much. And Claudia, you'll get my email, and then we'll get myself straightened out and get back on boarding and get big setup and everything I need to do.
Good job. All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thank you, Karina. Okay. I think we got one more.
Yes, Gura.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I have a burning question that maybe
Yeah.
you can help me with, Niraj. I have been trying to understand for quite some time the difference between the retention on the exhalation versus the retention on the inhalation. So obviously, I do understand that we are activating the parasympathetic versus the sympathetic. But can you talk to like a little bit more what is happening in the body?
So the exhale hold with no air in the lungs is what gets you into intermittent hypoxia the best, right? Because there's no air in the lungs, so there's no oxygen. So that's also when you stop your breath on the exhale, you expire. So it's like also the meditation switch. It takes you straight into the still state, the still zone. So that's what the exhale holds for. The inhale hold, when you breathe in and hold, you send this. It's like you send the blood flow up to the brain. Okay, so that's for sending the energy up, life force up to the brain. All right, what we're generating is life force. So all of the things I talked about, stem cells, anandamide, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, DMT, the electricity, the energy, all of that is life force. Just call it prana, life force. All right?
Thank you.
Answer the question. Great. All right. I think that's it. If there's one last person I can take, otherwise, I think it's been a great session.
Yes. Amazing session. Thank you again for that. And thank you for being with us, guys, on another Sunday. It's been amazing, always learning, right? And remembering the essence of the breath. And I can say that maybe a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm very sorry about that I wasn't able to I couldn't close your mics because we had an issue in the beginning of the session. But just be aware that you will have intervention and noise in the world. So you need to learn how to meditate and breathe with that, for example, right? With that, because if not, you're not in life. Like you cannot pretend to have silence all over to breathe, right? Or to meditate or to connect with yourself. So sometimes it's that struggle of the noise. So how I can do that even when I have all that sound, all that noise, all that interruption around me, and I can also be in a state of peace of mind. Right, so that is everyone's work in this world.
That's why Indians invented meditation. Because if you've seen the traffic in India, it's chaos.
Oh my God, all over.
It's
right?
all that noise, non-stop. So you have
it's
to
like
meditate.
when you have kids, like you are not going to meditate because you have kids all over, screaming or laughing. Yeah, so again, thank you for being with us, and I'm really grateful for all that beautiful energy, and thank you, Niraj, for that beautiful session. And stay tuned for next week for the Power Hour, where Niraj is going to talk about this intermittent hypoxia as well. So if you want to be in there, you need to be in the app, guys. Okay, so the app is the best to have to don't miss anything on the SOMA Breath world. And I will see you soon in another Sunday. Much love to everyone. Niraj, thank you again for the beautiful
Peace.
session.
Much love,
Go to
everyone.
your baby now and your wife.
Yes.
And everyone have a beautiful Sunday.
Awesome.
Much love from South America.
Much
Love
love,
you
everyone.
all.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.
Bye.